institute designs and executes projects covering social value education, poverty, interfaith, and intercultural dialogue, and conflict resolution issues, in collaboration with scholars, activists, artists, religious leaders, and communities.
This panel is being hosted by Pacifica Institute in collaboration with University Synagogue and Access California Services.
After the panel is over, feel free to visit the information booths on your right, left. We have plenty of things going on, like a bake sale and relief fundraisers, so be sure to check those out.
Now, without further ado, we'd like to introduce our esteemed moderator, Rabbi Arnold Rachlis.
Oh, I'd like to say a few words on Arnold, Rabbi. So Rabbi Arnold Rachlis is the spiritual leader of University Synagogue. Born in Philadelphia, Rabbi Rachlis received a BA from the University of Pennsylvania, an MA from Temple University, and ordination and Doctor of Divinity degree from the Reconstructionist Rabbinical College. He has taught at Temple University and Spertus College and has published scholarly articles, opinion pieces, and poetry in a variety of publications. He has served in Washington, D.C. as a White House Fellow and as a Senior Foreign Affairs Advisor in the State Department. He has been a board member of Maison, a Jewish response to hunger, for 25 years and served as its chairperson.
Rabbi Rachlis was the youngest rabbi ever elected president of the Chicago Board of Rabbis and of the Reconstructionist Rabbinical Association. For 9 years, Rabbi Rachlis hosted Of Cabbages and Kings on ABC TV, as well as a syndicated television show on contemporary Jewish issues, Hayom. He has been a guest on National Public Radio, CBS, CNN, and PBS, and has been interviewed frequently by the New York Times, Newsweek, and Time magazine. He was profiled in the award-winning documentary film, The Legacy, and has served as a Judaica consultant for Compton's Encyclopedia.
Let's all give him a warm round of applause.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful to see so many people here tonight, and people from different backgrounds, but united by a desire to do something to make a difference in the plight of Syrian refugees. We all look at the tragedy of what's going on, the millions displaced internally and the millions displaced outside the country, and we know we have to do something. And tonight we're going to learn about the situation itself, but especially what we can do to make a difference in our country and even more specifically in our county. And so hopefully with those tables around the periphery of the room and listening to our speakers, we'll be able to take this anxiety, fear, anger, and we'll be able to do something with that. That's really the purpose of tonight. I want to tell you a story that 77 years ago, on November 9th and 10th, right now, 77 years ago, in Germany and in Austria, this day was Kristallnacht, the night of broken glass. And this was the night when Jewish homes, stores, synagogues were vandalized and burned to the ground. And that was the first action in what became the Shoah, the Holocaust. And in that Holocaust, as everybody here knows, 6 million Jews and 5 million others were murdered. 77 years ago. And what was tragically characteristic of those days wasn't just that evil people did things to innocent victims, it was that the world stood by. Most of the world were passive bystanders. And some of the countries in Europe and countries outside of Europe, all over the world, closed their doors to immigrants who wanted to get out of a place in which they would be murdered. They wanted to get out and live. They, their children, their grandchildren. So think of all of those who were murdered because of the apathy, the inaction, the xenophobia, the fear of the other, even in our own beloved country, here in the United States. The doors were closed. And the same suspicions, the same rhetoric that was used back then, 77 years ago, And throughout the following 7 years of the war, the same rhetoric is now resurfacing here. So this is a country with incredible possibility, the United States, but also with people who are nativists, xenophobic, afraid of the other, and they never see the richness that immigrants can bring to this country. They only see the fear that's in their hearts. And so in dealing with the issue of Syrian refugees, we need to be able to help the American population and the Orange County population see the benefits to them, not just altruism and kind acts by local people, but the benefits to them of having a more diverse society. Hopefully, the tragedy of Syria will, in the not too distant future, be ended. But it's not going to be around the corner. It's not going to be tomorrow. It's going to be a long time. And in the meantime, we have to be our brothers and sisters' keepers. We have to create what in the Bible are called sanctuary cities. We have to create in the communities in which we live a place for people who are fleeing oppression and possible death. We have to create for them a safe space.